I'm going to teach you guys how to achieve more in life, and it's going to sound very intuitive, but it's quite simple. And if you find yourself arguing with how intuitive it is and how simple it is, and you're kind of like, it can't be this simple, I think that's when you really got to question yourself and really dig into the logic because you might feel like you don't deserve this opportunity of a lifetime. But what I'll explain to you right now is I would just say, like, in this day and age with the internet and everything, where everyone's so connected, you should just expect everything of the world. Um, Early on as a kid, I think a lot of us were taught to be humble, and I don't mean like be like a braggy person. You don't want to be like a someone that tries to flex whatever wealth or asset they may have. I don't mean like that kind of not humble, but what I mean is a lot of people think that they deserve less because that they should be humble, right? It's kind of like if someone cuts you in line, you just accept that moment. You just accept it because you're the humble guy. You don't need to, tell everyone that you're the boss or whatever. Like you don't feel the need for that confrontation, which can be true, but at the same time, these little bits of just the simple as cutting in line, letting that slide all the time throughout your life, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. You don't respect yourself as much as you would think you do. But moving on, I think you really choose what you get out of life. You know, so if you were like working retail like I was, right? And all of a sudden you decided to make a change. You decided that within a few years you were going to make 4x the amount of money you're making, double the amount of money you're making. And you chose to have a skill. You developed a skill that's actually profitable or desired in the market. I don't see how you would fail if you really put your mind to it, right? So what really is a lot of times, and this is going to sound kind of stupid, is you just feel like you don't really deserve that outcome. And the reason why I think that way is because you know the work that has to go into it. You know you have to grind a little bit more after your retail job to get there, and you're not willing to do the work, right? So you are just blocking your own potential by, I don't know, it's not quite laziness. You just don't want to do the work. It's not because you're lazy. I think it's just you don't think you deserve it in a weird way. And then one more thing, and this is gonna be the root of everything. A lot of people tell me, especially my friends, tell me they're not motivated. They don't feel motivation, or they get like spurts of it. They'll get like one week out the month where they're super motivated, and the other 3 weeks, 4 weeks that they're just crashing. And I think that's just all made up. I think like you really choose how you feel. So if you think about it, I'm gonna give you an example at the end, but like even if you feel like pain, for example, if you ever felt pain, you can really almost ignore it because like it's all in the head. The pain is like, imagine you felt pain that isn't really destroying your body, right? Like it's kind of like it's gonna go away. Like it's, you can almost ignore it. It's kind of weird what the mind can do. And I'll give you an example even on like when you're sad, right? So this morning I was at the gym and I felt really sad for some reason. I felt like life was just going wrong, and everything I set out was going wrong, and I'm not having the results I want. And I had this thought that, and my auntie just survived cancer, thank goodness, but she survived stage 4 cancer. And I just thought, like, what if I had cancer? What if I caught cancer? That's what if I had like cancer in a part that I couldn't even imagine of, and I was gonna die in like half a year or 3 months. And I thought to myself, like, and I'm not too scared to die or anything like that, but I thought to myself, wow, that would be so harsh. Like I would have to do so much in 3 months, 6 months. Um, that's what I thought to myself. But then just start thinking how grateful I am to not have that cancer, right? And it's just perspective thing, right? This is how you truly choose how the world is. You have to put some perspective into it. Like if you're telling me like everyone is just smarter than you, everyone just knows what they're doing, you can believe that lie and just stay average. But really, nobody really knows what they're doing, and everyone's just trying. But some people know like the steps they have to take to get to their potential, and they're not blocking it. They're not afraid of their own potential. They know the work and they're willing to do the work. And you just don't want to be in that ground. And if you're ever lacking motivation, just remember you can always think about the version of you that has terminal illness, the version of you that has that tripped and is paralyzed from the waist down. Imagine how wasted your life would be, and you're not living that life right now. I would say most of you watching this would not be living some sort of life like that. And I think that's why you really have to push yourself. You really have to you really have to just do it for you really just have to do it because you can. And I'll add one more thing. And one YouTuber, I forgot her name, and she's been popping up on my feed, but she said that her ancestors, right, her great granddad, her granddad, and her dad, and everyone worked so hard for her to have the opportunity to be like creating content and freelancing in the internet and kind of working remotely. And that kind of opportunity the reason why she has so much joy and so much appreciation to just for just something so minor as that. And the reason why she's successful is because she has that mentality of that perspective of everything's good, right? Because not in a way like everything could be so much worse. Like you could have one like half your relatives die. I don't mean like that. You don't want to look at it like that. You want to just look at it in a way like everything is everything is as good as it can be, and you're just grateful to have this chance, right? And I think people forget that we all have a chance. We all have a, I don't want to say equal shot, but we all have a shot, right? We all have a shot at succeeding in whatever we're attempting for. And yep, I think it's all mental. It may sound cliche, but it is very intuitive. If you are just waiting for something, I think that's all just cope. I think you need to just like, what are you even waiting for, right? I mean, like no one's gonna come by and give you the magic solution, the Krabby Patty formula. No one's gonna do that. So I think everyone just needs to be more actionable, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have something to add, let me know. Sometimes I just have these thoughts that just come by me, and I write like a small note. So if maybe some of my thoughts are fragmented, just let me know. Thank you.